meet with the buyer, you're getting a VIP agreement signed. A couple of distinctions in the VIP agreement is our target is 3% commission is what we're worth. That's what we're choosing that we're worth, 3% commission. And that the buyer pay only a transaction escrow coordinator fee. So we have somebody with a magnifying glass looking over all the details of the file, helping out, getting paperwork signed, making sure that the buyer does everything right and signs everything off correctly so that it's done correctly for everybody, right? And what you guys can do is right now we have it down to $350. So what you can do when you're sitting down with the buyer is cross out the $395 and make that $350. I'm gonna go ahead and we actually got a little bit better deal on that. So go ahead and cross out for now the $395 and we're actually getting this for $350 for everybody now.
Good.
So do that right in front of them, right? So all it's gonna cost you is transaction fee, close of escrow, and that's for our company who's a team. They're looking over all paperwork to make sure that you sign everything correctly, you get your timelines done, you understand when the loan comes in, coordinates the escrow, and gets everything done for you. It's a lot of paperwork and a lot of details that they're gonna take care of for us. And it just saves me time, so I'm negotiating price, I'm lining up your inspections, I'm lining up the things that are important to you, and I'm negotiating with a termite company, and basically I'm out saving you thousands while this is going on. So I'm not doing low activity stuff, right? And that's really what's going on, right? You just got killer deals accepted, you don't want to be doing your transaction paperwork. So that's what we're doing with that. If the buyers don't pay for it, and you can't get them to pay for it, then the agent pays for it. Only distinction, okay?
Yeah.
So starting today, right? And it should be easy to get that done. Next, the 3% commission. Are we gonna get 3% commission every time?
No.
No. But we're gonna create it, just like our ideal week, right? We're not gonna follow our ideal week, but if we have it created, and we have a copy in our planner, we have a copy at our workstation, we know if we do those things, we're gonna be most proud of ourselves, and we're gonna get more actions and more things done. Getting 3% is just a target. So, but you should be able to get a half to a point, more, unless it's just not possible. Multiple offers, bad communication, things like that. The magic is, like Bill's saying, is you focus on properties that people can have. Like really have them focus on homes that they can have. Not the ones that are 25, 50,000 out of their reach.
Yeah.
25 below their reach so they can have it.
Right.
Sell it in 3 years and buy something else when the time's right. Right? Really educating people to a 2-step, 3-step approach, but focusing on what they can have. Right? And so what this is on the contract there, on page 2 of the contract, what we have is the wording for how to get a credit from the home seller for miscellaneous fees for the buyer, but also build in buyer agency fee. And when you get, let's say that there's a 2.5% commission being offered, and your target is 3%. So let's say it's a $500,000 deal, there's $2,500 that are short. Once you get negotiated for the seller to pay the miscellaneous closing cost fee, the wording is on this paperwork here, and the wording is on this one, I would either use a percentage or a set amount. I might use a set amount of like 10,000 or 15,000, right? To keep it, do the math and keep it simple. So I would use a set amount, 10,000 or 15,000. And then you're putting in all the different fees. And so the wording is seller to credit, $15,000 towards buyer's closing costs. Closing costs include, but are not limited to, attorney fees, intangible tax, title insurance, title exam fees, buyer agency fees, lender inspection fees. If it's a FHA loan or if it's a 203K construction, there's going to be built-in miscellaneous fees that could pop up, right? VA, I think, VA just has a regular appraisal now. They don't have any special inspections anymore. But if they see anything, they could call for someone else to go out. And maybe it's an extra $150 to go out a second time or something. Appraisal fee, prepaid, tax service fee, underwriting fees, courier fees, loan origination fees. Any questions on that? So, it's pretty straightforward, and all we're doing is asking for it. Now, to the buyer and to the listing agent, why are we worth 3%?
All the things that we offer.
Which is? So I'm the listing agent. and it's 2.5% commission that I'm paying out. And we're talking about my listing in El Sobrani, and you guys bring me a good offer. You know, I got it listed for 600, you guys are bringing me 650. Why are you worth 3%?
Yeah, number one, that's a kind of service, we provide. We do, first, we expedite appraisal. And second, we pay for, we have transaction coordinator to do all the paperwork and all the, documents be on time and complete. And number three, we have like moving truck, and we, moving our clients, with like free, no charge truck, we give them for like at least 3 to 5 days. That's something, I have in my mind right now.
Okay, so to recap what he said, David. So the reasons to the listing agent and to the buyer that we're gonna express the 3% if the question comes up, that we're clear on, what are the things that we offer that make us different and why are we charging the 3%?
The shortened appraisal time frame.
Okay.
We have transaction coordinators taking care of everything for us. We have a moving truck to help distinguish us from other buyers, to help our clients get in and out of properties easily. And our clients are rock solid. Ready to go.
And then so to the listing agent, you might express that I've got a lot of costs that I'm covering for the buyer, right? We're covering the moving truck that we offer the clients, right?
Yeah.
We cover, we work it out with our lender partners to do expedited appraisals when need be. I like that for a cost. And we've agreed to take on other credits and sometimes the buyers, you guys have an agreement with the buyer to do certain things for them, maybe the home warranty, right? So we're taking on the cost of a moving truck and some of the moving expenses, as well as some of the closing costs that we're gonna pay for the buyer. And in order to pay for those costs and bring you, the listing agent, bring you a rock solid offer where we're covering some of the costs of a buyer buying so that they can pay more for your property, our agreement is on us getting 3%, that we take from that 3% out of that, some of those costs, to cover some of those costs.
The other big one is we guarantee, or what we offer them, if they don't end up loving the property over 13 months or so, then we'll sell it for free, or 18 months.
That's good.
We'll sell it. Right, I was actually listening to the Greg Cardone. He was interviewing this Jay Abraham guy. He's like a big dude. But he came up with that idea as well. But the way he said it though, he was like, he was talking about, he's like, look, I'm gonna treat you as if you're family, as if you're my dad or my brother or sister. That's how I'm gonna treat you to help you buy a home. And then also what I'm gonna be able to do for you is if you buy a home through me and you don't like it or something, I'll represent you on the selling side and sell it for free. And also I'll represent you on the buying side to help you buy for free. I like the way he worded that.
Yeah.
Just off of that.
So yeah, great. So we break that down in our buyer presentation, right? Everybody's got that in the buyer presentation?
But we don't really say it, like we haven't really practiced on saying it that way.
Okay.
We just say, hey, if you're not in love with the property, we'll sell it for free, no
Okay.
commission.
Okay.
But if you also offer on the buying side for free too, because they don't know that the buying side is
That's
commission
true.
free too.
Yeah.
That's
That's a real quick question, kind of siding up that. Is that 12 months or 18 months? Because I saw two different numbers inside the training. I saw
What does it say in the VIP agreement?
I like
12 months,
18
I think.
months.
No, my one say 12 months.
It says
Offer it for 18.
Offer
You know, if you see it for 12 months,
This one says 12, it said 18 on the
Huh?
presentation. Like different places have different numbers.
Which is better?
Those are the questions I had, but it just came up.
It's offered for-
Because,
Oh, it's right here. So yeah, 12 months.
12 months,
yeah.
buyer satisfaction. So I like the wording of what Bill's saying is that, it's just like family. I'm gonna treat you like family, like my own friends, my own family. If for some reason you don't like the home, for any reason, I'm gonna represent you, we're gonna sell it, I'm not gonna charge you any commission.
But there is some fee to
10% of what the 3% would be.
okay, yeah.
That's it. We don't charge any listing commission. So we could probably get it done for 2 points, and then 10% of what the 3% would be.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna charge them, that's just to cover our hard costs. I don't even think that really covers our hard costs, but it's somewhat close to the actual marketing cost dollars. About 12 to, about 1,100 to 1,500 per
Yeah,
property.
usually I say in my presentation, when they say, what is that, but I say, yeah, you at least, if you keep it for 6 months or 12 months,
Uh-huh.
before the term expired. And if you sell it, you make some money, maybe on top of your money, and you save like $30,000 our fee, because we don't charge you anything.
Yeah,
But they say, oh yeah, the guy, I had, with the new VIP, I used it for first time Sunday. He said, oh yeah, that sounds awesome, You do something like $30,000 because that's good. They always, if you put them like Bill said, like if you buying your house or selling, something, if you could, I don't know how that works.
Well, because the seller pays you, so then the buyer doesn't pay you,
Yeah,
and you're representing him as a buyer.
yeah, that's a good.
Which is
good
saying that,
actually.
Joe.
Yeah, that's right.
Same answer then.
If you put them like this, it's another tip, yeah. If we buy it for you, we don't charge
It's
anything.
representing him twice for free.
Twice for free.
I'm gonna sell this house for free.
And
You can let them know we charge an administrative fee, but I'm not gonna charge you the 3%, we're gonna charge an administrative fee. We're gonna pay the other agent,
yeah,
which you can really just say, we're gonna pay out 3%,
Yeah.
because we'll just pay out 2.5, and we'll get it done for less than
let me ask you a
3%.
question.
It'll be less than 3%. So this will be the same cost, you can explain it, as we pay out the other agent, their 3%.
Uh-huh.
We just charge an admin fee, so we'll get the whole thing done for less than 3%. And then we're gonna stand behind you, get this sold, so you don't have to pay any listing side 3% commission. And then whatever you buy, I like that, whatever you buy, I'm gonna represent you for free
For free.
for what you buy, to get you into a home. The end game is, all that matters to me is that you're in a home that you love.
That's good.
You don't like the neighbors, it's too loud at night, airplanes fly by, a rock hit your window, golf balls flying by. Whatever it is, you don't like the home, you don't love it for any reason, we're gonna get you out from underneath this loan, we're gonna get you into a home that you love. So express that to the buyers, and that's why you charge the 3%. Like, look, you're not just buying a home through a regular agent, you guys. You get that, if you're not happy for any reason,
Any reason, yeah.
we're gonna sell this home for free. We'll pay out pay out the other agent. We charge a small admin fee. So we'll get it done for less than 3% total. But just what it costs to pay the other agent typically. We're gonna get you this house sold, stand behind you, and then we're gonna help you for free, representing you for free in buying a home that you love, so that you end up in a home that you love. So you're buying an insurance policy with us. This way, when the buyers are disrupting anything for, on the 3%, or the listing agent, letting them know, let them both know all of these items. Right, so let's recap on why we're worth 3%. Let's everybody just share one. So, buyer guarantee program, like if they don't like the home for any reason, within 12 months, we come in and we sell it, and we don't charge our 3% commission. Like we don't charge a listing commission, and we sell it for free, only paying what the selling agent charges. So we're gonna sell our home, we're gonna sell this home at no listing fee. We're not gonna charge a listing fee to sell this home if for some reason they're not happy. This way, if during inspections they see noisy neighbors or they see anything going on that they don't like, they're fine with it, because if they don't like it within 12 months, we're gonna sell it for free. So that's another thing that we offer also to buyers. Bill?
One thing that we offer is we help our clients move into their other property. So what we do is we help them with their moving services. We have a truck for them that we loan them for free for a couple of days, and that's one of the things that we offer them.
So I would say we loan you for free to the buyers, but then to the listing agent, we cover a moving truck. And we cover the expenses and the cost of the moving truck included in that. And that's all only if we get our 3% commission that they get that. And that's what has them making an awesome offer on your home. So, because free doesn't sound like it's just sitting around,
Yeah.
but the thing is actually very expensive per year,
Yeah.
right? And every year a couple $1,000 repair, and then every month it costs about $200 or $300 in services and insurance and things like that. It's a commercial vehicle, so it's really a $5,000 toy a year minimum that we cover. So we gotta get covered on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so make sure we get covered on that. That's when the buyers are gonna start paying, buyers or agent, hopefully the buyers will just pay the TC fee. Let's get our 3% on some of these.
Yeah, which I did with that offer, which I write it down, I negotiate with them. They say, okay, yeah, go ahead, write it down 3%, we agree with you.
You made it really clear on what you did, what you're doing for that?
Yes, but I received this notice right now, but there is another form. I put the form that the agents, selling and buying agent or selling, listing agent, selling agent, that fee, transaction fee, something.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is something.
So you can do it two ways. You can negotiate for the seller, you bring an awesome offer up front, and then you just submit a commission demand for the 3%.
Yeah, commission agreement, I did that one.
The 3%.
Yeah.
That's clean and tight.
That was very.
If they're on
you know,
board.
yeah.
If they're not on board, then you just build into the close, then you go to the buyer and you build into the closing cost. If they're shorting me a little bit on the commission, for me to offer you the guarantee, remember we charge a 3% minimum commission? They're shorting us just a little bit. So what I can do is I can negotiate to get that into the closing cost.
Oh.
Do you want me to go ahead and get that from the closing cost from the seller? So the buyers don't need any help closing costs and it's just your gap. And then you just put this wording and you ask for whatever the buyers need and to cover your gap, and then put that in there and add it on top of the offer. Make sense? So you try to do it up front with the listing agent as to why you charge the 3%, and you're bringing in a solid buyer that they're not gonna back out because if they find things, they're solid, I've already got them really solid, and if they don't like it for any reason, we're gonna sell it for free. Not gonna charge them any listing side commission.
Yeah.
So that's why they're more focused on just buying it, and there's less chance of them backing out. Also, we cover their moving expenses, we cover the moving truck, and we get them a moving truck that they use, and that covers a lot of their costs. And the only way we can do that for them and then bring you this offer is getting our 3% commission. Right?
Yes.
What's another reason why we're worth our 3%?
In addition to what we've been discussing,
Yeah, today. We're just today.
for the listing agent,
Mhm.
okay. Gosh, I don't really know.
Appraisal, expedited.
You see that?
Yeah, we already said all those, right?
You see that?
Yeah, we're just recapping.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. We were not worrying about an appraisal contingency, we get that done faster than anybody else. We have our moving truck that we actually coordinate and pay for our clients to move into their new home once they close quickly. We also have the cancellation guarantee, we're able to resell the house for them if they have any problems within 18 months. And we definitely stand by our services.
And also we can say, that's our offer is solid and, it's a strong offer. But we can say, we bring you like underwritten approval,
Mhm.
that's like cash money, it's
Mhm.
not pre-approval.
Mhm.
Because my offer is, that's worth it to have like 2% commission.
Mhm.
We can say that, right?
Mhm.
Our pre-approval's underwritten.
Ideally, you wanna get them done,
Mhm.
any hot area, I mean, you got a 1 point,
And ideally, yes. but-
ideally underwritten approved.
Who do you guys use? Who do we use?
So depending on the area and the kind of buyer, so we got Bobby here local. If you want somebody who's Spanish speaking and English, Grace and Platinum Mortgage. And then we have Craig over in Sacramento. He's there, but he does everything remote, really good follow-up. He follows up, he gives you updates. I just called, left a message, I'll call again tomorrow morning. Really clear, really sound, really good updates. So as you start to
They
get
all
it,
underwritten up front?
they'll do underwritten approval up front.
Awesome.
Yeah. So as you get a client, let me know their personality type and what their scenario is, and I'll start to send you, I'll let you know which lender, because you kind of want to get to know what lender's
So we
strong
get the
suits
right
are.
person.
Yeah, yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, Bobby's more straightforward. Grace is more creative. And Craig is just gotta bring in clean.
Clean, timelines, he meets timelines, closes on time.
Yeah, I wish I said
Really
my,
good
like
follow.
this, kind of Hispanic people to Grace.
He has a lot of knowledge though. Craig has a lot of knowledge.
Craig a lot of knowledge, Bobby, and then a client that needs a little more like it's like, if they want to run the show and you need someone to help keep the reins in and keep them dialed in, program Bobby to do that, but he can sit down with people, he's really good with people.
Yeah, I think so.
Grace and them have a good team, so there's a good people to touching base and making follow-up. And anybody makes mistakes and anybody gets busy and sometimes people forget to do things, so whenever you send someone to somebody, be following up to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah. And if anytime a lender's not and they're too busy, it's not that they're not a good lender, they're just too busy. Pull the client. Let them know, hey, the client didn't get called, they're a little bit worried about someone getting called, so I went ahead and had somebody else call them. Pull the client, give them to somebody who's got time that week. And let the lender know, let the lender partner know, hey, no one called him, he's a little bit edgy, So I went ahead and pulled them and went to send it to a different lender partner. Don't worry about calling that person.
Good.
Call them out on their stuff. You don't eat your lunch, someone else will. Same thing here on the team, right? Someone doesn't do something, we'll find someone else who will.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I think that's it. You guys have any questions on that?
No.
So you're making a good point to the buyers up front, the 3%, and then when you're putting an offer together, you're making a good point to the listing agent, bringing them a good offer, and why you charge the 3%, because there's a lot of fees and costs coming out of that. For you to offer the buyer those costs, the ability for the buyer to pay that amount for that home is based on you guys promising a bunch of services and fees. And you gotta get your 3% to cover those costs, and then give them the examples. And then you might reiterate to the buyer at the time of making an offer of, so our agreement, we look, most of the time, the sellers pay the full 3%. If there's ever any difference, then we would do, like in this circumstance, for us to cover the moving truck, for us to cover the guarantee, where if you're not happy with this home, we're gonna sell it for free, not charge you any of the 3% commission on this house to sell it. We're also gonna get you into a home and not charge you anything on the home that you're buying, right? No commission on that. And in order to offer those services and the moving truck, that we do charge a 3%. So what we can do at this point, the sellers aren't paying it, we can negotiate to have it built into the closing costs. So I can negotiate into the offer for the seller to credit that to us. Would you like to do that versus that way you don't have to pay it?
And also throwing in the loan closing costs with that, to make it not just sound like you're charging.
Yep.
To make it sound like the loan lender is charging them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then also from the lender is charging this amount of closing cost. So what we could do is try to have all these closing costs covered through the offer, and ask the seller to pay for all this.
Have the seller pay for all closing costs,
How
which
does
is
that sound?
$10,000 for the loan, appraisal, and all that, and then $3,000 for your buyer agency fee. Let's see if we can get the seller to pay for that, the $13,000. Yeah. Cool.
That works.
You close 10 deals. You close 15 deals in a year, and 10 of them, you're able to get your other money. Let's say they're half a point. Let's say another $2,000 on a deal. Let's say you only got it on half of them. 7.5 times, $2,000 extra.
That's a lot of money.
$15,000 for asking and being creative and getting it done.
$15,000 for asking, yeah.
Go for now. And you guys get how you put the value in the listing agent's head? So you got the benefit of it being new. And Bill gets it, he's gonna start stepping it up by way of you guys stepping it up and doing that. I'll always ask for the 3% and find out how I can get it done. It might not always be available, but I always have a plan and a way to get it done. That being said, so Easton, you built the value to the listing agent as to what the 3% covers, and they were like, yeah, that makes sense. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I will type it down, to put them somewhere when I call the agent, to not forget about everything. That's a good thing.
So I would really paint the picture to the listing agent of the costs that you're covering. So out of that 3%, you're not just looking to make more money.
Yeah.
It's really so that we can offer the moving truck to our clients,
Yeah.
and then we can offer a guarantee. So if they don't like the home for any reason, what this does for the home seller and the listing agent is when they find things or in the area that they're questioning, they don't question it as much, because our agreement is that after 12 months, if they don't like it for any reason, we're gonna sell it for free. We're not gonna charge them a listing side commission. And that's how we're able to bring you a solid buyer and a solid offer, and we're underwritten approved. We also have arrangements with our lender partners. We also have arrangements for expedited appraisals, so we can meet appraisal timelines. And we cover a lot of the costs for our buyers in these different areas. But in order to cover those costs, we do have to get our 3% commission. The language from this, a good hint in your guys' buyer presentation, for your presentation that you have, right, for your folder,
Yes.
put these little notes on there. Make a sticky for yours.
Yeah.
Or write it into your VIP
Or
agreement.
maybe type it and put it in one page, just turn it and say all of them, so
Yeah,
there's never forget about any.
yeah.
You don't miss any.
Right, so on you're gonna have a buyer presentation. Typically, I like to have a black and white one for me and a color one for the clients. I like them to be both on the same page as me.
Yeah, that's good.
And on mine, I would always take notes of these little distinctions and things that I wanted to get done. So when I was going through that page for mine, I always remembered it.
Yes.
Then you just use the computer instead of the book.
No, Bill is like, man, he always say just
he's
once.
computer.
He's really good.
He uses a computer.
Yeah, computers. I'll
Um,
make one for myself, like black and white.
But when I started though, I had sticky notes on the folders. I did that for like a year or two.
So little distinctions we pick up in here, things that you wanna say, things that you do custom. You got an offer accepted, you heard about an offer scenario. Put some things in there, so when you're sitting there like, oh, here's a cool idea, we just got this offer accepted. Our team did this, you might take Bill's, ask for a copy of his bill cover letter. Here's the property on the MLS, and here's our negotiating skills, and here's what we got it done by. And put a couple sleeves in your buyer presentation. So ask Bill for that cover
So am I
page.
supposed to build my own Brian's presentation off?
No,
of the
we're
size
getting,
of
no,
that?
we're getting that built,
Alright, so
we'll get that built,
yeah.
printed out.
Cool,
And then you wanna add any custom things that you're doing, you're thinking to strengthen the offer.
cool.
Yeah,
The presentation's already done.
Yeah, I have the presentation,
Yeah.
I mean, like, just
yeah.
actually print them out, put in the binder and add in extra stuff.
We'll get Jesse working on that, alright, get a bunch of those going,
Cool.
yeah. There's actually one right there on the table you can take over.
Uh,
But let's get that up to Jesse to make any copies of it,
Alright, cool.
yeah. Alright, so I think that's it for this topic then. You guys kinda clear on that? Value for costs for the listing agent, so they can address that and paint that picture to the seller as to why you're asking for more money, not that you're greedy. Free services and things that you can offer the buyer, only if you can get that 3%. The seller's coming up a little bit short, are you interested in me negotiating that inside of the closing cost? Yeah?